So I bought something today. You want to try and guess what it was? Just any kind of guess?
Bike.
Not just any bike.
Motorbike.
It is a motorcycle,
Yes.
but not just any motorcycle. Well, yeah, it really is just any. It's just a shadow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but the cool thing is that it's going to be for sale
And we have
at the gold mine.
two bikes now.
Possibly.
No. We have that bike and this bike.
I forgot about the mountain bike.
This one's a little less exciting.
Yes. Yeah,
we do
it's
have
still cool.
It's
I
for
mean,
sale.
it can go places this one can't. You know?
You could Laurel. You could ride around Laurel the same way but just not as fast.
Yeah, probably so. But
That's a good buy though.
yeah, it is a good buy.
Yeah. Get a good deal. Get a good deal.
Yeah, that's a fairly good deal.
Okay. So that means we're gonna put it out on a good deal. All right. I like that.
Yeah.
It's got
I should have worn my helmet.
Got the skulls. The skull hands or skeleton hands. I just noticed those.
Bling on the counter, stories untold. Gold chain memories bought and sold. Hustle in the air, dreams feel corroded. Welcome to the shop, we pawned and loaded.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pawned and Loaded here at Gold Mine Pawn and Gun in Laurel, Mississippi. Thanks for stopping by and listening / watching our Pawncast.
Pawn.
You had a wonderful idea. Instead of a podcast, it's a Pawncast.
What can I say? I have a lot of ideas. A lot of people love them. Good ideas.
Ideas.
I've had a lot.
They're the greatest ideas you've ever seen. I guarantee it. I promise.
We're going to run like 15 minutes over. No, I thought Pawncast was cool, though. I mean, that's
yeah.
I'm not super punny, but that one was all right.
Yeah. Well, this episode, we're going to be talking about gold, silver, and jewelry. And so we're trying to cut them down to smaller segments, maybe 15, 20 minutes. You have these big podcasts that have
3
a bunch of
hours.
subscribers, and I'll sit there and I'll watch them for an hour, hour, 45 minutes. But with us, we have 30 subscribers. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all are the real ones.
Two of us.
People, yeah, two of them are us. But I'm not going to sit there and watch an hour of somebody like us. Goofballs that are just rambling on.
Yeah,
and so we're going to try and cut them down and keep the content
More informative.
and just kind of niche down. So, but we're talking about gold and silver, and so we get a lot of scrap jewelry in. And so I'm going to throw some things up on the screen and kind of how, if you have some gold or silver and you want to test and see if it's real, this is the method that we use. And so first and foremost, you want to get a heavy magnet.
Yeah, rare.
And so find you a real heavy magnet, not a refrigerator magnet.
Yeah, it's not going to be a thin one. I think they're specifically called a rare earth magnet. Those are like the very strong, like pretty powerful ones. They're kind of hard to break free from things that are magnetized. That's the one that's going to be your telltale.
Yeah. So
I would show one, but it's a magnet. You can't. It looks like a rock on camera. So.
Right. Yeah.
But
I'm gonna throw up something
maybe
on the screen here, and that way y'all can kind of see what kind of magnet that I'm talking about. But it's super heavy, and so what you want to do is like wave it over your jewelry. And so gold isn't magnetized, it's pure. There's no alloys in it. And so I got my little counterfeit box, and so I'm going through it, but you see like a little rope chain. That's my heavy magnet right there. And so you'll just wave it over and see how that sticks to it. That means it's fake. So if you get something and you wave your magnet over it and it doesn't move or stick to it, it may possibly be real.
Right.
But now there's some instances jewelry is made out of different things that isn't magnetic, but it's also not gold. And so you have to roll to the next step.
Right.
And so this next video I'm going to pop up, it shows our little testing kit. And so this little kit, I mean, it's cheap. You can get it on Amazon, and it's got your 10 karat gold testing acid right there. And you need to be careful using it because it will burn the heck out of your fingers.
It is an acid, yeah.
I've got it on my elbow and my hands, and it does not feel good.
If it'll burn through gold, it'll burn through you.
Acid, yeah. And so you got your 10, your 14, and then your 18 karat there. And so what you want to do is grab your jewelry, and it comes with a little testing stone that you can scrap on. But these rings I got is a 10 karat, a 14, and then an 18 karat. And so you'll just take your jewelry and you'll do a long scratch on there on that stone for each one. And because I mean, when you're scratching it, you're getting past that plate. If there's a plate, you're getting to that base metal.
Right.
You know, if it is plated, and so you do your 3 lines like that for my example. But you'll take your 10 karat, and this technique is kind of for like if you're trying to identify exactly what carat it is.
Right.
And so like if it's not stamped on the side, it should be stamped.
Right.
10 karat, 14, 18, whatever.
Most like modern stuff will be, or more modern,
right.
like
and so
last couple hundred years.
You can do a long line like I did here, and then you can just do a dab of each carat, and you'll be able to see what's faded away and what's not. It'll kind of tell you.
So when say you scrape something that's labeled 14 karat, when you put the 14 karat specific acid on it, is that what's going to cut through that 14 karat, or are the other acids?
Yeah, see now,
what's the indicator there?
Yeah, so like like on the screen, I'll pop it up again here.
Yeah.
If you'll see, let me see, I'm gonna hold it up and give you a close up here. But like on the bottom dots, that was your your 10 karat, middle's 14, top is 18, and so you can see where the 18 is ate through the 10 and the 14.
Okay.
And so it's going to eat it away, but it's holding strong on the last one there.
Right.
And so you're like, okay, well that's 18
That's
karat.
18, yeah.
And then just so on and so forth down the layer, And so if it's a 10 karat scratch mark and you put 14 karat acid, it should eat it away. Not like all the way, sometimes all the way.
But it should kind of fade out.
If it's truly 14, then it'll hold strong, And so, but as far as testing silver goes, I'll show y'all a trick that I learned back in Vietnam.
Time with the merchant marines there.
Yeah. So when silver, you'll scratch it on the stone just like you do on gold, but you'll get the 18 karat testing acid.
Right.
And you'll put it on there. You may not be able to see it real good on the screen, but what it should do is turn like a pretty sky blue color. You can kind of see it there on the screen right there, but it should turn like a sky blue color, and that means it is sterling.
Yeah, silver. It's like a true, and that's sterling is the same as 0.925.
Right. Yeah. Sterling, 925.
And that's a 92% pure silver.
Right. Yeah. So you'll see 925 stamping on inside jewelry, and that'll be it means 92.5%. So, but as far as fake stuff, I'll throw another clip up here for y'all. Fake stuff, you can see this ring right here. If I can get focused in, you can see the copper color on the bottom of it.
I was gonna say, is there like a wear through kind of?
Yeah,
point?
You can see where it's been worn through, and when you scratch it on the stone, you can see the copper color.
Right.
Now, you scratch gold, you scratch silver, and then something that's plated.
Something the video probably doesn't show. When you're doing a scratch test, you want to put a little bit of elbow grease behind it, because if it is a plated piece and there's not stamping that's indicating that, if you just lightly scratch it, you might just be hitting that 10K, 14K plating, and eventually screw yourself in the long run or whatever.
You can see that acid eating away at that ring when I stuck it in there, and so it eats it away and turns green, and it bubbles up and smokes.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
That's how you can tell something's fake using that stuff, and so. But let's see. I'm gonna pull up, going back to the magnet. I'm gonna throw up this video about the Morgan.
I was gonna say silver. Silver does react well,
like coins, because we've got burned on coins.
Right.
Because we had some. I looked them up, and I was like, man, these are bringing a premium. They're pretty high dollar, and so put them on eBay.
Right.
And this guy, he bought them, and right before I was shipping them, I was looking at them and I weighed them up and double checking.
Yeah, just
kind of stuff
like,
that we've had in the back,
right.
And so I got the magnet and I was like, this ain't right, and then I realized that it was not right, because the magnet barely stuck to it and the gram weight was off. And so on Morgan silver dollars, peace dollars, they should weigh 26 grams or around 26,
right there. Yeah.
Because you get some that have been worn down.
Right, and that's material gone.
You know, it may be 26 even.
Right.
Whenever you have one in great shape, it may be 26.2,
3 or
26.1. You know, and so
real crisp edges, nice face.
But I threw these on the scale, and they were 21 grams. So
they were like zinc or something.
Yeah.
Or?
So I told him, I said, "Hey man, look, these are fake." And he was like, "Well, I got a YouTube channel. Send them to me. I'll open them up on my live show and test them out." I'm like, "Well, I'm telling you, they're fake. But if you want me to."
So he bought them anyways.
And so I watched his live feed wherever he pulled them out and he tested them, weighed them up and all that stuff. He's like, "Yeah, these aren't real." And I was like, "Yeah,
that's what I told you."
And he sent them back, you know, and so they're in my testing kit.
Right.
I just use those to test with them. But in this clip I'm going to show y'all, it's got a real one and it's got one of those fake ones. And so me holding them up, one in my left, one in my right hand, you can't tell. Like looking at it, you can't tell what's real and what's fake. I mean, they look.
It's like
the same date and everything.
The shine is the same, like as far as the way that it looks outwardly.
Yeah, I mean, it's that they're super, super close, but you get that heavy magnet, and see on that one there, it's pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, you should see silver push, correct?
And that one sticks right to it.
Yeah.
And so, silver, there's a push. There's a resistance to that magnet. And so don't be scared if you have one in your hand, you got that heavy magnet, and you're kind of pushing on it, and it's jumping a little bit, or you feel it pushing against your hand, that's a good sign. You just don't want it to stick.
Yeah, if it straight sticks to it, that's steel.
So that's a good way to test, coins, and then go to the stone if you want to use the stone.
Our preliminary, like you said at the very beginning, I mean, if someone's like, "Hey man, I have some jewelry, I don't really know if it's real, not real, whatever," the first thing that we do as like a pawn shop, retail shop, whatever, is big magnet, run over everything that's been presented to us, because that immediately is going to eliminate whatever is there that's steel, that's been coated. And that's an easy way. If like you buy a home kit or whatever and you want to do that, I would recommend the home kit with acid and the scraper, and then a super strong magnet. You don't need like a Hedron collider, whatever crazy magnet, just a magnet that's strong. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that come in that just want to get their stuff like, "Hey, is this real?" Like, I don't know if I want to sell it right now, but is this even real? Like, it's been in my family for 20 years or whatever.
We get people coming in wanting to appraise jewelry.
Right.
And appraisal's hard.
Well, it's jewelry.
Well, you come to a pawn shop, and our customers, our viewers, you'll have to understand the market. The jewelry market is a made-up market.
Yeah.
And there's an outrageous markup. And so, and prices that I can't touch. And so let's say you bring in a gold ring. I never about had a lady fight me one time over it. Okay, so like, for instance, this lady, she brought in a ring. She paid $6,000 for it. And it was a beautiful ring, but there was no huge flawless diamonds in it. It was smaller chip diamonds, you know, and diamonds, it's like $1 a point. So I mean, half a carat, $50 to $100, So I mean, it's not, it depends on color, and cut and clarity. I mean, there's so much, it's hard to appraise. But what we do, if you bring it into a pawn shop or a gold shop or wherever, I can tell you the gold value of it.
Yeah, and that's based off of weight.
And that's it. I mean, that's because if I throw it on the scale, because I threw it on the scale and I told her, I was like, "You got about $180 worth of gold." She never wanted to fight me. But that's because I have to look at it. Okay, if I buy this from you and I put it out in the case and it sits out for 5 years, and I can't sell it, I need to be able to send it off to the refinery and hope that gold has not dropped.
Right, that has gone up or stayed the same. Yeah.
And get my money back. And so, but if I sell it, and so if there's $200 worth of gold and I put, $699 on it and sell it, made a good profit, hopefully gold stays up and we're golden, but that $699 ring that I put out, you may go over there to K's or Zales, and they got it in the case for $5,000.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
it's similar to automobiles. Like you buy a 2026 or whatever we would be on at this point. It's 2025. 2026 model Tacoma. I mean, it's like immediate depreciation as soon as you sign off on it.
It's a furniture store.
Yeah.
How much money you're paying on furniture and it's wood and fabric. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just a made up market. And so when y'all come in, don't expect to get
don't kill the messenger.
Anywhere close, and you'll go to jewelry stores. They'll give you appraisals and stuff like that to make you feel good about yourself for insurance purposes, because I had this one lady come in sold me some jewelry and everything. She had a ring. It was a pretty ring,
Mhm.
you know. And I usually tell people, you'll be better off selling this to an individual. You know, you can get more money that way.
Facebook
you know?
Marketplace, go crazy.
Of course, Facebook Marketplace. Hey, is this still available? Yes, it is.
Crickets.
Bye. And you never hear from them. And but I said, and it was 18 karat. I weighed it up, and I told her, I was like, you got however much, you know, it was on gold, you know, the gold value, you know, and that's what I could give you. You know? She said, yeah, I think I'm just gonna sell it. And she was like, the jewelry store, they told me not to take any less than $2,500.
Did they offer you
and
that?
I said, did they offer you that?
Right.
She said no. I said, well, okay.
Yeah, they probably give you like $250 for it. Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, and so when y'all come in here, y'all, I don't want y'all to be blindsided, you know, and that's just how it is. Any pawn shop or gold shop that you go to, that's the way the market is.
Well, and it's a good middle ground between the original retail, so sales, K's, Cucks, whatever it's called. The pawn shop is a good middle ground in pricing, or maybe I think it is, because you can get those rings, those pieces of jewelry that you would pay a crazy premium for at like actual value. So, and it's, you know,
I mean, whenever I scrap that, I just sent some scrap off. They're gonna melt it down and they're gonna make jewelry and they're gonna put it out the jewelry stores. That's the same gold.
It's a lot of this gold has probably been remelted and remade a few times over.
So that's the name of the game, and that's how it is, you know. But speaking of coins and gold and stuff like that, we had some pretty cool stuff come in.
Yeah. That one.
This one here.
That was interesting.
Yeah, we bought it and we sent it off to JM Bullion.
Right.
You know, and they sent it back and they said it was counterfeit. And I don't know if I can get a good shot on it.
You might have to do the influencer hand behind it.
But that's it. And so one of those Indian head gold pieces. And so these made in the United States mint, very precise at 90%.
Right.
Well, whenever they told us it was counterfeit because there was too much gold, they said, it's counterfeit because it's got 91% gold in it. I said, price, I've never heard of that.
Right.
We've had fake stuff like the Morgan silver dollar that didn't have the silver content it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's too low.
And I was like, I've never heard of having too much gold.
Right.
You know, and I was like, that's weird. I don't understand that. And so I started doing some research and I found out that these came from the Middle East in the 70s.
Right.
And so we apparently gave, I can't remember what country or where.
Was it like, it wasn't Qatar, was it Saudi Arabia maybe?
I don't know, maybe.
I feel like it was Saudi or
we
Israel.
gave them machines to start printing out their currency.
Right, we gave them the mint.
You know, so they can have their, you know, current, and apparently this was printed in the Middle East. And so it wasn't to the United States standard. That's why there's 91%, not 90. And so I just think that's really cool.
Yeah,
because that's the first one. I've never heard of that. That's the first one I've had to come in.
Yeah.
And Price wants to scrap it. He's like, well, it's counterfeit, you know, whatever. And he said, it's gold. It's 91% gold.
Right, yeah, I mean.
I kind of don't want to because it's cool. I've never had one. You know,
collector value, that's another thing. With coins, that's a completely different, we might have to go into that on another.
It's 4.2 grams of 91% gold.
Episode, but like collector value of coins might typically far exceeds the face value or the scrap metal value. So I would think that something like that is probably going to have a higher collector value just because of what it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at Morgan silver dollars. Everybody loves Morgan silver dollars.
Yeah.
The silver content that's in it, people pay way above that for collector value for your year. And
certain year, certain minting, certain condition.
You know, and then you get you a Carson City, depending on what it is, you know, $500 or more, you know, and so, but yeah, that was a pretty cool little coin. What'd you get?
These are really neat. These are some we got just a little while ago. I don't know.
What was it?
Yeah, there's one right there. These are Roman Empire coins. That one is a bit newer or less old. I don't know. I don't remember what it said at the top. It's like it shows kind of the era.
Roman Empire, Constantine the First.
Yeah, and then this one's Diocletian. So I'm guessing that's different emperors, like Roman emperors.
Let's see, AD 307 to 337 about.
Yeah, and this one's AD 284 to 305, so just before that. But the faces they're kind of different. But it's kind of insane that something this old is still around and like still not really completely legible because we don't speak that or read that. But I mean, the quality of the minting for something that's old, that is that old.
That's just cool. I mean, that's 300 years after Christ died. So I mean, that's
and how many years before us?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Crazy.
It's nuts, man. Yeah.
That's pretty cool though. That's
the only ones I've seen in person. I know that you can get these like sort of regularly, but this is something. It's kind of a collector piece, I would say. I don't really know what the value on these is. That website I showed you had a few of them.
And I remember when these come in, I had a gentleman come in, and he knew a lot about coins, and he had them. And these ancient coins are so hard to.
And there's certain ones
grade and price, like I mean, it's, because like we found some that were like
the earlier the better.
And so price wise, it was kind of all over the place, and we tried to meet in the middle, and we settled on a price to where I'm just like, man, I don't want to lose my rear end. I'm uncomfortable with this price. But I kind of want them. And then he was like, I'll sell them for this price. I don't really want to, and so we both kind of.
But it was one of those things. And hope the best for
each other, exactly. And so, but
it was a mutually beneficial transaction.
And it was just, it was a cool factor.
I mean, again, I've never seen one in person. Do they call these like drachmas or something like that? I don't know what these are called.
Let me see if I can get in the light a little bit better.
But the earlier, from what I have read, and it's very, very limited, but apparently the earlier, the better with Roman coins, because the Roman Empire, towards the end of its days, as we know, like it fell. Towards the end of its days, the minting on the coins got really, really shoddy. It ended up like these are pretty well centered. Like a lot of U.S. coins, you look for like the concentricity on the coin and everything. And if it's off, that's like more collectible. Sometimes these though, the worse the coin is, the less it's worth, because it's late Roman Empire versus like early. And the earlier ones are much more crisp, and they have like a way better profile shot. Like these are really neat though. I like these a lot. This is along the lines of stuff that I geek out over.
Yep, those are super cool. But yeah. Anyways, like I said, we were gonna cut it short.
Do a little jewelry talk, a little something.
Yeah, a little something.
We could do a coin talk too. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, coin talk would be cool.
Just go over some of like maybe the like U.S. silver currency, some of that stuff, just to show like, hey, like when we're referring to a Morgan silver dollar, aside from just on the video, like this is what you're looking at. These years have higher silver, whatever.
We'll get some of the basic, constitutional silver. That silver, anything, just a tidbit. So if we're gonna do silver coins next and coins and stuff. Tidbit rolling into it is, most of the constitute, your dimes and some of your half dollars and dollars and stuff. Anything 1964 and back is going to be 90%. After that, it's nickel clad. We started adding copper to it and stuff like that.
A lot cheaper to produce that way.
And you can tell the difference in the color. And we'll throw up some photos, and stuff like that.
They'll give a different ping as well. Won't they? The ping
I got a little
test
ping
sounds
tester.
Different.
You can,
that's one that we could really feature.
You can hold up the edge of them, the reed of them, and you can see the copper.
And see like
the more recent ones. And the other one is just a silver.
That's right. You can see the layering. I forgot it. You showed me that.
Yep.
Yeah. Especially on a more like carried coin, something that's a little bit more worn.
We'll go over some basic stuff. And we'll go over like the 1943 pennies and stuff like that.
That's
the history of that.
Yep.
And maybe some things to look at, you wore nickels, because they were using that copper that time, and so they put silver, and stuff like that. So we'll do coins next.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fun one.
But we just wanted to kind of go over gold and silver, how we test stuff up here, and how the market is, and so that way when you come in, you're not blindsided. You kind of know how it works.
And if you were to, want to do this kind of thing at your house, just test your stuff prior to having to drive up here or whatever. You might be 45 miles away, like that dude earlier. You could get one of those test kits for a fairly good deal and do the testing at your house and have a lot better idea of what to bring up here, what to expect for it, versus thinking that you have $1,000 in gold and you get here and it's $250 worth. And
we get a lot of people that come in with pocket change literally out of an ashtray. I mean, and it's just like, hey,
this is from 1982.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, this is from 1970, or whatever. Just in a lot of times with coins, just because it's old
doesn't mean it's worth anything.
And I bust a lot of people's bubble, especially, hey, my grandmother passed away and she had all this change. That era. I don't know what it is about collecting that stuff that didn't have any silver content or collector value, but like we get it all the time.
What is it? They're like Kennedy half dollars that there's like no silver content in them, and they're not really that it's a half dollar.
If anything, it may be the 40% ones, maybe. you know,
It's still a half. I mean,
yeah.
maybe 60 cents, but
Yeah.
again, it's a $50.
But if y'all have anything,
Please
you
comment.
know, please, you know, bring it in. I'd love to look at this stuff. I have people come in all the time. They're like, do y'all do this? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it's worth anything. It could be worth nothing. I'd love to look at it. I just enjoy doing it. And
I mean, well, it's that thing you gave me. This is a random aside, but it's a what is it? It's not a wheat penny. It's one of the I think it's a profile of a native guy on a penny or maybe a nickel.
A little Indian head penny.
Indian head penny, and it's the one you gave me. It's gold plated on like a pocket watch lanyard thing. I pulled it out of the pack the other day. I think that the flopper on it is actual gold.
Think so?
I need to test it, but that would be one that I need to bring up here and test.
We'll test it. But yeah,
anything though, that's a weird one. That's kind of where I was going with that. If you think that it might have some gold in it, bring it up. We want to buy it. I mean,
scrap.
Yeah, we would love to scrap it. We would love to try and give you some money for it.
Well, thank y'all for stopping by the Pawncast today.
Pawncast, man. We're at episode 3.
That's right. Episode 3 is slow going. It's trial and error. We're trying to roll through this. So if y'all have anything that y'all want to critique with how we're doing things or what y'all want to hear or see, leave a comment, message us, something. Let us know, because we just want to inform y'all the best way that we can and educate y'all. So
new microphones. Should have some guests at some point in the near future.
I do have 2 more mics coming. So hopefully we can get some more workers on and eventually broaden out the community and get people
local
on.
guys, local guys and gals.
So y'all stay with us, hang in there, and we thank y'all so much for y'all support. Y'all's 30 subscribers. And our Facebook page has got some followers too. And there's views popping up all the time. But thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for stopping by. Thank you for coming by the Gold Mine Pawn and Gun. Pawned and loaded, where cash is king and weird is just another Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
Bling on the counter, stories untold. Gold chain memories bought and sold. Hustle in the air, dreams feel corroded. Welcome to the shop, we pawned and loaded.